Okay guys, welcome back. We have some more offline casting of Division D, and we're going to see a bit of a crowd favorite, JawolopingChris, in action against Meh247 in a set that I expect to be anything but meh, because Chris is here to play as always. So quickly going to go through a little bit faster speed just as last time because there's not any chat to interact with, and I'm curious how this game is going to play out. Chris being the aggressor, the all-in strategies, the oppressor even, playing on a map where I just think it is distinctly more difficult. Playing on Fortress, you start with the castle, you start with your arena protections, you start with towers. Feudal shenanigans are really, really not possible. So what does Chris do here? I am so intrigued. Well, Chris picks Turks, as it turns out, which is maybe the best fast imp civ in the game. So let's see how that plays out. And Meh, with poles, as last time, against Lights Out, and a map that, a civ you can just boom with quite aggressively, get awesome full walk economy, and overrun your opponent with great late game. But interesting little map here. This doesn't really offer a lot, but it's a nice big wood line to have. But I think, yeah, we're just going to see this game kind of play out, I suppose. Chris getting Loom, which must have been a housed thing, maybe? And going up on 21 pop. Okay. And up before the pole player, who's up on 23 pop. So all eyes on what Chris is doing here. Chris on heavy on gold. Wonder if there is going to be maybe a bit of market shenanigans. We already see 4 villagers on lumber. Is it going to be a bit of a fast castle siege monk ram push maybe? Not sure, but Meh has scouted the base, and Chris has not yet found Meh, which is maybe a little bit frustrating for them, as we see market, blacksmith, perfect amount of res, and heavy on gold. I wonder if we're just going to do a bit of market abuse, as we do see market and stable, being that you can make a barrack, being that you have a barracks, you can go for that production building a little bit easier. And Chris finally finds the Met base, and they're both up. Chris with a little bit of market abuse. Chris with no stone now. Now this is the curious bit for me, is what is the transition going to be? Because you can basically go straight to imp as the Turk player with the castle in play, but I'm pretty confident we're going to see Meh going for a bit of a boom. So there's going to be no imp play as we see upgrades coming in, and you do sometimes feel a little bit secure on Fortress because of your base setup. But forward archery range, forward siege workshop could be really interesting on an imp based push from Chris here. But Chris's res not quite there for imp, so will be interesting as we see TC1. We see the 4 walk in full action. And a knight being added, and I kind of like this, a knight being added by Meh, and I think maybe trying to take a bit of map control against the Turk player could be important. And knights against the, oh, as we see, petards and jannies, and alright, I think it's time to go to standard speed. As we have found the base, but I don't know how I feel about the petard play because of the towers. I don't think you get a lot out of it. And should be able to take this engagement. Forward villager I do like. So I think it'll be a matter of let's put some pressure down. As big hits from the Jenny there. But the knight, oh no, where'd the knight go? Where'd the knight go? Went back into the base. Okay. And does Chris doesn't know the castle's right here. But Chris doesn't also know that Chris is about to hit gold and stone, which is actually really important. So we see another stable come down. And here is the forward siege workshop. And I think you add some monks, right? You know the knights are here. Add some monks. You've got some good Janny numbers. And just hold this position. Just hold this position. And Chris finding a way to be aggressive. But you kind of can't really dive too much here. And we are disrupting the boom, which is nice. We've stopped it to 2 TCs, but I think Meh's reacted quite well here. So I think we just protect this position. We're going to do the Jenny Ram shenanigans. And it's a mangonel as well. That must be for the tower. And Meh is going to drop a TC. What are all these vills doing? Why are they? That's no. No. Can't do that. Is this the only gold? We're denying the only gold. This is all the gold is forward. This is the only gold that Meh can get access to. Stone can obviously give gold as the Pulse player, so that is important to know. But Meh is completely out of gold. One Janny Blast, forward push, and we've denied all the gold for our pole player. This is actually huge. And we should just be able to push in now. Push the TC with the mango. We've got really good Janissary numbers, and I think the map's kind of screwed Meh here. And Chris showing that there's more than one way to skin the cat with an all-in play. I think we can just mango push this TC, even. But we are looking for the economy as we're going to push the house and push the TC, and we have to be aware of the knights. The knights are coming in, and this is going to be interesting to see how this goes. The Jannies should snipe this all, but we'll lose one mango. We'll lose one Janny. And Chris getting the Vill out, which is actually really smart. And we just need to protect this push. The Janny numbers are good though. And we're coming in for a gold heist again. And this is a problem for Meh. And is Meh like, can I get gold or can I get the mango? But no. This is crazy. All the gold been here on the base. And Bulwark's just been dropped. And Meh's just going to have to market abuse their way through this, which kind of doesn't really bode well. So the TC's been pushed. Now we can't have the Jannies out of position. But being really patient, man, and just having to boom in behind. Oh, don't lose your mango. Losing the HP on the mango could be big here. It does mean the knights can get in and engage, but how do we see this? Oof. Can the knights engage? Are they going to get the mango? We're going to see 3 knights go down, 4 knights go down. But that's worthwhile, I think, for Meh. That is quite worthwhile. But they're still no closer to gold access. And another mango has been added as, ooh, this is smart. But I think Chris needs to actually identify that this is all the gold. There's no more gold on the map. But we are going to come around and push. And Meh adding a siege workshop, which is a good idea. Back home. Chris's eco actually starting to look not too bad. Got plenty on food. Got the TC working. Ceased production of Jannies, but we've also got 23 kills with our Jannies, and yeah. I think Meh's just resigned to taking reds here. As much as is possible. And we do get the wall up. But we have to abandon the TC. And keeping the vills alive, smart. Now don't kill your own. Don't kill your own. Yep, perfect. And secondary castle, and this is really smart by Meh, but Chris doesn't see it. So Meh is about to protect all gold now and get in a position where they can actually get some gold units back on the field. But is Chris looking to push to Imp? I wonder if that's the play now for Chris. Is the food is banking up. Turks take gold so quickly. I actually think you just go to Imp and get bombard cannons instantly, and it's kind of like that's all she wrote. As we see kind of very equal economies at the moment. But this like idle economy statistics just showing that JawolopingChris getting more out of what they're doing. Very equal resources collected. But Meh, to their credit, has been booming in behind this quite nicely. And Chris, to their credit, putting a lot of pressure on Meh's economy. And this tower will be slightly problematic, but it looks like Chris will deal with it. And Chris is looking for gold and must realize, actually, taking all their gold. Yeah. All the gold's on the front, but that's now blocked in. And we haven't seen any production out of this siege workshop because we haven't had gold, but we do have gold now. And Chris is looking to go to Imp, I'm pretty sure. I think we see a little bit of market abuse, sell some wood. There's a little bit of value there. The food resources are coming in. Crossbow, good play for the Poles player. And taking the market will actually be really important here. But I don't know what we do once Imp is in for the Turk player. And this mango, we're not paying attention. We're not paying attention. Yes, we are. Good work, Chris. And Chris, again, just walling up. And Bloodline's been added, so it looks like Obuch, Crossbow, Scout Cav. We're kind of doing a bit of everything. But 7 on food. This is all our food economy, and it's now idled. And Chris should be clicking up soon. Oh, I think we've stayed in Castle H too long. Don't lose both your mangoes. Oh. And the Jannies will deal with this so easily. You take 2 Jannies for that mango. And going to Paul Walk at the front. Now we know there's a secondary castle. Super important. It's got some good value with 3 kills there. Chris just been super active with their army. Really, really liking that. And should be able to sell to Imp now, I think. Food eco bean there's really nice. Heaps of wood in the bank. So I think we just sell our way to Imp. Instant bombard cannons. And should be in behind here. There we go. Imp will be in for Chris. A little bit of market abuse. Identifying that position, and I really don't know what Meh can do when Chris hits Imp. There's no answer to this push at the moment. 12 crossbows just isn't enough. But if we keep adding in behind, you never know, but the bombard cannons should prove to be too much. We'll just see Meh's position, dropping another TC. They were 0 TC gaming for a little bit there, but the base is resecured. I think Chris just needs to build up and be patient. And we do see the Jannies still being produced. Plenty of Jannies around. Good value from the mangoes. And the mangoes are going to just push in here. And we've got a ram in production. We are housed. So they're dropping a couple of houses. Matt getting that farming eco back and running. Matt up to 45 bills. This could be a bit disastrous if we're not paying enough attention. And university getting denied, actually, quite a big deal. And we're moving off with our Jannies. Now let's see, are we paying attention to this mango? This could be a great 2-for-1 for Meh. But Imp is in 20 seconds. Bombard cannons are instantly in when you're the Turk player. And, ooh, almost. Ooh, almost. This could be really good for Meh. Oh no. And the castle getting good value. But Imp is in. Mangonel and Bombard Cannon in queue. And you just sit here and push. Just gotta be patient now. Just gotta be patient now. And the O-Book's coming out into play. So I think we got it. Oh, don't lose your Bombard Cannon. Excellent. Yeah. No, you gotta bring... Oh. Now we know there's archers. What do we do with the mango? Nine ballistics has been pretty big to this point in time, and that's a big shot. That's a big shot. Mango gets a few kills, does some damage, and the Bombard Cannon actually gets released because of the damage done. So good work by Meh there. And Meh pushing back the Siege Workshop. And is going to take the Bombard Cannon too. Meh is holding very, very nicely here. And Ballistics is in, but the crossbow numbers have been whittled. And the Janny numbers are just too strong. Chris needs... Oh, don't lose your Bombard. Losing the Bombard's big. And losing the Ram's big. And Chris is now a bit marooned. But needs to just drop two Siege Workshops, I reckon. But what can Meh do? Meh is still on 1 TC. Still booming in behind. And we see a bit of a Hussar switch as well. But must have been a big mango shot there that I missed. Let's go and watch that back. We can. Ooh. 5 Jannies. Good result. Do you like the Hussar switch? Give me Hussar, Janny v Light Cav Crossbow. And I would like to see... Yeah, maybe just build up, wait for 3 or 4 combo cannons and push. Bloodline's really smart. Maybe even a mango could be nice, just to do the damage against the crossbows. But they now see the Siege Workshop. Light Cav doing good work here. Getting this around, and the crossbows could actually push this all back. And we do have to be careful here. And Chris should take the hill. But Meh with good defense here, holding in that position while his opponent is in a greater age. And we'll push back another Siege Workshop. Meh playing really well here. Really defending quite nicely. Starting to get the eco back up and rolling. Still on 1 TC. And Chris just needs to compose himself and regather and then push. Chris is in the superior position right now. Has access to superior units. just needs to be patient and produce, which is what they're doing. And Meh just needs to keep pushing back. Keep pushing back. Keep preparing the eco in behind. Doing what they're doing. Adding the four-walks, adding the farms, getting that eco up and running. And look to slowly transition their way into Imperial Age without sacrificing their economy. We see it is 40 army to 15. And, oh, this could be big. Oof. But the ballistic crossbows are doing the work. Because apart from the bombard cannons, we don't have, and the hussar, I suppose, we don't have Imperial Age units. And there is a good, solid number of crossbow here. And the whole economy is just kicking in. Look at that food just flying. And protecting the gold eco was just really well done there. And Meh knows how to play the late game, and Chris with the GG, and Meh taking the first game off Chris in the tournament so far. Really, really well played to Meh, and interesting for Chris, seeing them on the, it's a good note for people coming up against Chris. There's still an aggressive push. It's still a choking, overbearing, control, but Meh just kept the composure, kept moving the eco around, and the walls did help. But we're in for something now, because we're going to go to Chris's home map in Runestones, and Chris has just looked unbeatable on this map. I do not know what the strategy is here, and I'm super, super interested to see how this game plays out. And this is an interesting Civ matchup. So we have Meh playing as Persians versus Chris as the Romans. So I think we know what we're going to see here. It's going to be fast castle, all in Scorpions. And Chris is going to be on the front, putting pressure down. But Meh has the one Civ I think you can defend from this in the fact that your TC has twice the HP. And Persians have that little bonus there that your TCs will not go down as easily, which means you have more time to react. So we'll go for a quick dance through what's happening, fast speed, and see what we've got. So Chris has been showing so far on Runestones a bit more of an aggressive feudal play with the transition to castle. I think this is going to be a bit more of a fast castle play, but I could be wrong. There could be something else in the cooker. And I think Meh's just knowing, I want a good boom Civ. I want to be strong behind this, and I just need to absorb pressure. And Chris with the early loom. That's been a bit of Chris's plays to get loom early. I do find that quite interesting. Might have to find that out. That's just a little habit from something. I don't think it impacts things too much. Just curiosity. And early walling from Meh. Like super aggressively early walling. Does not want to come up against pressure. And this is actually quite an interesting way to fight up against the Chris push, as we have a bit of a troll deer situation. You need it to reset. You just need it to reset. Oh, as Ville's grabbing. Oh dear. Oof. Now, do we need to send someone out to finish this? Yeah. And that Persian TC just working so much nicer and faster, despite the fact equal idle time. We've got loom, and we're up on 21 pop. Now, dead to the TC. Scout, that's what the laughter's about. It's actually really good for Chris. And Chris on their way up too, just 11 seconds behind. Meh with a bit of idle time whilst running their scout into the TC. But Meh will have completed walls here. Completed walls here. And this is the beauty of Runestone, is that it is really easy to wall. But do these walls protect from the fact that this is your only safe gold now? And it is, and we get a double layer wall. Okay. No, we're not. And Chris, not on gold yet. Is it just a market play? Market blacksmith. We're going to sell the stone to get the gold. And now we're just going to drop all our vills onto gold and... Yeah, so this is the phosphor play, right? Sold all our stone and we're on our way up. And we're just going to have a secure little eco here. And these vills are going to take as much food as they can and then probably walk forward and drop to siege workshops. And Meh's just going to boom in behind it. It's gone feudal, but has not added any feudal buildings. Has a barracks. Now adding a stable, but probably focusing on just securing that eco. Kind of trapped behind walls now with no idea really what to do. And Chris, 40 seconds away, starting to scout. Probably find, there you go, we'll find the walls. And there's the 2 siege workshops. And Meh's going to scout it straight away. And it's too late to try and deny it. And 2 scorpions on their way. And they need to get out pretty quick. Yep, they should deny this wall off. Yeah. And Chris is in. And there's a tower. Ooh, quite a forward tower actually. And tower should actually be quite protective here. But I think we'll see a ram added in shortly. No, we're just going to be able to punch that down. Don't lose the vills. Alright, I should probably slow down for this now. And at home, the scout has a good attempt by Meh to get some counter damage in there. But this is going to be pretty significant to push back. And here's the ram. And this is where it gets really difficult. But we've got a pretty tidy food eco. We've got a pretty secure base here. Take as much gold as we can, but I think we go full feudal scouts. We need to get out onto this gold here, which we have scouted. So that is handy for Meh. But this is just... yeah. That tower's not long for this world. But it's done what it's needed to do. It's given the opportunity to boom in behind this, but look at those scorps. The vills are just melting. And we kept the vills alive, which is really good. And this ram is just going to do what it needs to do. And the scorpions will kill any vills that try and punch it down. Watch this. Just watch them all die. And even if the ram does go down, we've just lost so much economy to get there. The ram does go down, but... oh... we've lost 15 vills, and it's now 29 vills versus 27. But this is where I was saying, the great thing is, this is a Persian TC. Any other TC is at half HP, but this one can keep going. Really good by Chris, just to put a bit of pressure out here and deny wood. And Chris can see now the scouts in production. And Meh's going to have to boom behind pressure and age down one more time. And watch these scouts just disappear. Like, you think they're going to do well, but they just don't. And this ram will start to add in again. And a secondary ram. And, yeah. The pressure is pretty strong here. Good micro from Meh. Forcing Chris to make a decision on what to save. Should get a few scorpions here. But you just can't do enough damage. You just can't do enough damage. You're down to 1 scout, and the GG is called. And Chris doing what we know Chris does best and just being ever present and on Meh's face. And we get actually a really, really entertaining 1-all set there. And quite a good little insight into how Meh's going to play on Fortress. They look quite strong there. And Chris just with the goods, with the hidden wood line, and just pressure upon pressure upon pressure. GG both players. Looking forward to more games from both of you.